Hello everyone, on this movie I will show you how to remove the swirl flaps. This is BMW 5 Series E60 with engine N47. I think this can apply to other cars which have the same engine, because this is one type of the engine. The reason why I'm removing those swirl flaps is that previously, with my experience, those swirl flaps killed my previous BMW, which was M47, also another one which was M57. With M47 I was forced to replace the engine. With M57 I did manage to recover it, and this is basically how did I learn so much about mechanics. With this engine, as far as I know, as far as I read, those swirl flaps, even if they will fall to the engine, they're not gonna cause much damage, but because of my previous experience I don't want to take any chances. So as you can see, I open IMPA, and there is only one error, which is to do with the glow plug. I had another error which was saying that the motor is blocked for the swirl flaps control. I didn't use the car for some time. I know that those swirl flaps, they can get covered by oil, and then before they will start working, this can be jammed, and you know, this might take few attempts to actually release them. So if you will get any messages saying about the swirl flaps that they are, you know, blocked, I will definitely recommend to do what I'm doing now, which means remove the whole unit, inspect the swirl flaps, clean them. Even if you don't want to remove them, you still have to clean them, put this back, and this hopefully will extend the lifetime for your car. In my case, I will be removing them, but you can use this movie for both cases. Now, some people using the existing part of the mechanism that was opening and closing swirl flaps, they don't put anything new. I've done the work like this on exactly the same engine, and this part of the plastic mechanism broke down. So I would recommend to buy something like that. This is a blinder which you putting into the place where the mechanism was you know, operating, and thanks to this, you're getting the seal, so there will be no leakage. This contains two O-rings. You know yourself that those O-rings, they will not last for like the whole lifetime of the car, so in some point possibly you will have to replace it. The plus is that you got easy access to this part, so you don't have to remove the whole unit. You're just removing the 3 screws, and you can easily replace this if needed. There is also V-pin on the end, which you're adding on the top part of it, but this is not for this engine. For this engine, this is the perfect fit. I guess this is for other engines where you can still use this unit, but it's just too short, so then you're adding this. For this engine, you're using just this part. Yeah, I will try to make this movie as easy as I can, so you can easily follow. I will not recommend this job for anyone that had no experience with the cars, because you can basically damage your engine. So if you have no knowledge about that, I would recommend maybe to show this movie to someone who have this knowledge and can do this job for you. This is not a very hard job, but still, because you're exposing number of parts for engine itself, I would recommend this for people that know what they are doing. So the first step is to lift the engine cover, and after that we have to remove the top part of the engine. So you should have clip here where you're lifting this a little bit and then sliding this out. Sliding this out in this way. You also have to remove that, which is just simple lifting it. The reason why we're doing it, we want to get more access to the back of the this part, because this is what we are removing. I mentioned the 3 screws, and those 3 screws for further fixing. If, for example, you would like to replace the blinder, then this is this one, there is another one, and there is another one on this end. And then this unit is gone, and you can easily access a replacement for O-rings if you will need in the future. Now we need to remove the filters, so just moving this away, like up. You're disconnecting the plug on this end, and then you're removing on other end this blinder. Then there is a holder here which you have to untie. There is another one over here. You have to put the key and just move it around, and this will come off. With filters gone, you have to move this screw, which is plastic. Be careful, don't push it too much, because you can break it. So show you moving this one out, and this one out, and this will allow you to leave this. There is another one here, which you have to also untie. This will release joint between them, and then this one, move it, this one, move it, and this one, move it as well. Sorry, the last bit for those plastic covers is here. This is the screw which you have to remove. You should have this on both ends, and probably it's gonna look different than mine. Now with the key T45, removing this screw, those two, and that one, and this will release this bar. With the bar gone, next bit is this. You see here, they are those wee things. As far as I remember, the other car had here pins, the plastic pins, so you have to put the tool and just lift them up. Now the next step will be to remove the wires, the pipes. It's not actually pipes, it's covers. Anyway, this one, to release it, you have to put the screwdriver. There is like a wee thing which is releasing it, so when you move this up, then this should be released. And after releasing those two hoses, then we remove this screw and that screw. This will leave this up. Now, when those screws are loose, then gone, then you got better access to the actual screws that hold the unit, as you can see on the back. Now we need to disconnect this one. As far as I remember, it was a matter of like pressing it and pulling it. This one is damaged, someone damaged the lock. So you see here, that's a release button, like here, the release thing. So I think it's supposed to be pressed or pulled, and then it should come out. But someone who was working on this engine previously damaged this, so be careful to not damage this as well. It's not a big problem because this is in the position where it's hard to be, moved around, but still just pay attention to that. Now the next move, I will remove this. This is a holder for those pipes. So there are 3 screws here, there and there. I don't think this is a mandatory, but I just want to get more space. So this will go away and you are using the key T20. Now we need more space to leave this here, so we will have to disconnect this sensor. So you're pressing the button on the back here, and this will allow you to pull it out. And then there is a second cable which goes down. So to get better access to the second one, what we're gonna do is gonna be to disconnect this. So you have to use the screwdriver on the both ends to release the pipe. This will come off. Also disconnect the sensor, so it's just pressing the button and it's coming off, and this will put the pipe back. Now when you disconnected this connector, there is one more here. So this connector is built from 2 parts. So as you can see, there is a wee thing which is hanging out in this end. You have to lift this a little bit up, and this will allow you to release it, you see? Because there is a wee thing here which is blocking it. So you have to lift this end to this way, and this will allow you to disconnect. Now with those 2 sensors, this one and the other one disconnected, there is a holder here that holds the pipes. So you have to move it and release it. It's, you see something like that, there is a clip. So what you have to do, you have to push it away, and this will be released. And then when you're gonna put it back, when we finished, this will have to just be slide in again. But thanks to this, you can remove this connector. Now the next step will be to remove this. There are 3 screws that holding it. One is here, second one here, and the third one on the bottom. It's located over there. Now, with this part gone of the way, what we need to do is remove this. So this is just a matter of pulling it out, because this is just like a clip like this, and then disconnect the pipes on the back. So again, this is the same way, so you have to put the screwdriver a little bit to release the clamp, and this will allow you to disconnect the pipe which goes on the back. So there are 2 holders. One is here, the second one is further on, it's there. So this is how this holder looks like. So one end is different from the other one. So you're lifting this on this end and then lifting this on the other end. Now after this, there is one sensor here, which also need to be disconnected. It's just a matter of pressing the button on the bottom, this mechanism, and pulling it out. And the last bit is here, you see the sensor. So what you have to do is press this, the white bit. This will lift this up and allow you to go above this Wii security pin. So you're pressing it, pulling it out, and this is done. Now, if you will start lifting it, it should come off. I will recommend to do this from the back because there is like more mass, more power. And then when you're gonna pull it out, again in this direction. Because here there is no option that this will go through this way, so you have to pull it out this way. Well, in my case, the sphere flaps are gone. Someone removed them for me. Well, that's odd. Anyway, I will tell you what you should do to remove the sphere flaps if you still have them. So what you will have to do is remove the 3 screws on this end. You see this one, that one, and that one. That is something new, because the blinding bit, the bit that control the whole thing, it's located here, and that's sealed. That's completely sealed, which means that this car potentially didn't have sphere flaps, because there is nothing in it. Also, you should have metal bit here, because this is how it's secured. The mechanism is here. You have to put the screwdriver to release it, and then you're removing this bit. So it's kind of odd, but this one is sealed. So it looks like this never had sphere flaps. That's interesting. So anyway, when you're gonna remove your sphere flaps, the bit which I mentioned that you have to put, the metal one, is going here. And what you should do is pull the rod, which goes all the way down. The sphere flaps, if you will have them, they will be located. This is gonna be here. I don't remember now, to be honest. I think it was here, 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 and here. So what you will need to do is remove this bit, because the sphere flaps will go out this way. So you have to untie those screws, remove the rod, push the sphere flaps in. So you're taking the screwdriver on the edge of the sphere flaps after removing the rod. Like, take the hammer a little bit, just bang this gently, this will fall in, and then you will pull them out this direction, this way. But to do that, you have to remove this, because as you can see, this is blocking the exit. So yeah, so this will be the way. And then the bit which I show you, the sealing bit, you just adding this in here and disconnect the bit which control the sphere flaps. It should be here. And to be honest, this bit is still there. That's the odd thing, it's here. Because this is the part which you actually pull out, because you don't need any more control over the sphere flaps. That's pretty weird. The message which I was getting possibly was, I was getting this because this bit was blocked somewhere, like in the here, around. That's pretty odd. But yeah, so anyway, that's the way to remove the sphere flaps. I'm sorry that I didn't manage to show you exactly how to remove them. Well, you got everything out. Anyway, if you're gonna replace the sphere flaps, like remove or not, I still recommend to clean everything as you can, because the thing is that all this build-up not gonna get smaller, just gonna get bigger. So while everything is out, then it's good to make things right. Also, what I've noticed here is that whoever was working on this car before, they did damage the O-ring. So the O-ring was shredded. So before you're gonna place everything back, inspect. And just in case, maybe buy yourself a few O-rings. Luckily for me, I bought the whole set, so I don't mind that, so it's fine. If you will decide to remove the sphere flaps, please remember to remove this link, because in my case, I think this is the reason why I was getting error message regarding to the sphere flaps. So definitely this link need to be gone. Now, small advice, when I was placing this back, I noticed that this end doesn't go through too well, so I had to untie one additional screw. So by untying this screw, I've made myself more space, so this can easily fit in. So I hope that this movie still was useful for you, that this will help you to manage with your car. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I wish you a good day.